Hi guys, Lisa from Mixed Media here, and today I have Micky Crystal from Tygers of Pan Tang with me. So Micky, let's get straight into this. How did the opportunity come to actually play in Tygers of Pan Tang?
So originally I was contacted via email by Gav, the bass player, and he basically just said, look, we're looking for a guitar player, your name has come up, would you be interested? And of course I knew of the band through John Sykes and the history there, so of course straight away I thought, well, of course there's lots of guitar playing, I'm totally down for that. And then went along to the audition, and I think I learned maybe like 4 or 5 songs, and they basically said to me there and then, do you want the gig?
Yeah.
And it turns out that the guy who actually recommended me was Russ Tippins, who I know you guys will know.
From Satan.
From Satan. And yeah, so he sang my praises to the guys, and it kind of went from there. And then we just went straight into rehearsals, and I think it was probably about 4 or 5 months before the first gig.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And so I remember talking to you at the Academy. If you guys don't know this, Micky's a guitar player at the Academy of Music and Sound. And I remember you saying that there was a list of requirements that they had for the guitar player, which you didn't actually realise until after you'd already done it.
Yeah.
And so what was on that list?
So apparently they wanted someone who was younger, someone who had long hair, and I can't remember, obviously someone who could play. That was like the last thing on the list. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that was the main 3: someone who was younger, someone who had long hair, and someone who could play. So apparently I fit that criteria.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and so I know through being in bands myself that there's always a dynamic between band members. And so what's that dynamic like with you and Tygers? Because obviously you're the youngest member.
Yeah.
So do you ever like feel like the little brother of the band?
The dynamics, no, it's well, I guess it's a funny thing because we have a bit of an in-joke within the band that we're all a family, and Rob, who as much as he hates it, he's the one we refer to as the original member, and we say he's the nana. He's the nana. Craig, who's the drummer, is the father.
The dad of the band.
Yeah, and me and Gav, who's the bass player, we're the children.
Yeah.
And Jack is from Florence in Italy, so we refer to him as our long lost cousin. So there you go.
Yeah.
So the dynamic's great. We all get along great. There's no drama, and if there ever is arguments or anything like that, it's like a family, you know. We just we hash things out and we fight like a family, and then kiss and make up, so to speak.
Yeah.
I think probably me and Gav are we're like brothers, you know, so we argue like brothers as well, you know, and but yeah. Yeah, the dynamic's great. I think it kind of portrays, or it comes across like that on stage as well.
Yeah.
I think we look generally like we're having a good time, and I think that's because we are. So, yeah. Yeah,
and you guys have a Tygers of Pan Tang ale, and so can you remember what you wanted to call that and what it actually got called?
There was a few names went around, and obviously we were talking about song titles from the past, and the one that I wanted to use they wouldn't let us use because it was a little bit too dark, which was, I wanted to call it Euthanasia. You knew where that was going, right? And yeah, they're kind of like, oh, that's a little bit too, I don't think we can call it Euthanasia. So then there was a few names, Love Potion number 9, of course, Hellbound, which I thought was quite cool. But then, who was it proposed it? It might have been the Box Social himself, who's the beer company, and they said, why don't we call it Tiger Blood? Yeah. And they were making a red IPA, so we went, yeah, why not? Yeah. That, so we went with that, and I think it sold pretty well. The demand was quite good. I think they're gonna make like another version of it. There was talk of making like a different flavor, if you like, and calling it something different, having like different versions of Tiger blood. So we'll see, though. I don't know what the don't know what's happening at the minute. I know management's in talks with them. So.
Now, most people know you from Tygers of Pan Tang, but you've actually had the opportunity to play with Marco Mendoza and Ron Fowle. And so you've got, you know, Marco's been on Whitesnake, and then you've got Ron Fowle, Guns N' Roses. And so how did that opportunity come across?
So I ended up meeting Ron at a clinic, a guitar clinic. I can't even remember what year it was now, but he was doing a guitar clinic and a show. And I ended up meeting him after the clinic very briefly, said hello, just said I played for the Tygers of Pan Tang, and I was aware that he was a fan of kind of old school metal like Manowar and that's a new word for British heavy metal bands. So anyway, went along to the gig on the night, and he was basically doing a thing where he would use local bands to be his backing band.
Yeah.
And I kind of spotted the drummer and was really impressed, which was Kyle Hughes, who I ended up speaking to after that, and then me and him kind of got to become friends, and we jammed and things like that. And anyway, Ron was coming back over to do a really short run of shows for, I think it was 3-4 shows, and he was looking for a guitar player.
Yeah.
And obviously Kyle went, "Oh, I've got a guy who he likes you playing, he knows your material, and he'd be interested in doing it." So it kind of went from there, and Ron started sending me the material. This is what I want to do, and kind of doing Skype calls and going, "Okay, check this out. Is this cool? Is this what we're doing?" And that went really well. And then the Margot thing was completely the opposite, where I was at the NAMM show in LA in 2017, I believe. Yeah, 2017. And it was the most bizarre thing. I was in I think it was one of the bass booths, and Margot just walked in, and I just got speaking to him. Me and him have got a few mutual friends, so I was saying to him, "Oh, I'm a friend with this person, I'm a friend of this person. I play the Tygers of Pan Tang," which obviously he worked with John Sykes.
Yeah.
So there was that kind of just little connections and things we have mutual friends. So I just said no, I was like, "Look, I'd seen you got a tour coming up. I actually was going to contact you and see if you needed anyone." And it kind of went from there. He just went, "Oh, here's my number, here's my details. Let's keep in contact. Send me some videos." So I sent him some videos of my playing across, and then I think he got in contact. When was it? He got in contact about midway through 2017, and I think there might have been a show in somewhere like Israel, and I couldn't do it at the time. I had commitments with the Tigers, and then he went, "Okay, I've got a window of time. I think it was between September and October. He's going to go out for like 6 weeks. Can you do that?" I looked at the diary. Yes, I'm there.
And you've also got Jam Track Central as well. So what is that exactly?
So it's actually changed its name now. I think it's changed to JTC Guitar. They've changed all the branding and everything now. But I mean, everyone I speak to, all the guitar players are like, Jam Track Central. Everyone knows it's Jam Track Central, but yeah, JTC Guitar. So that happened because, again, I had some videos online, and I started exchanging emails with one of the guys called Johnny, and he said, "Oh man, I'd not heard of you before. I'd not seen you playing. You'd be perfect for the artist roster." And then he said, "Well, what we'd like to see you do is do a licks package to begin with," and then he gave me kind of an overview of where they'd like me to go with things and stuff like that. So then, I just started writing a licks package for them. So that the first one's out now. I've got another 2 I'm working on at the minute. So a masterclass product, and then more of like a playthrough kind of thing of just me playing mainly like rock stuff, but more like a southern rock kind of vibe, and a more I don't want to say heavy metal, but more like hard rock, and then a more bluesy kind of thing. Just like, and again, more like a song form, but me playing, you know, and people can download that and learn it and so on and so forth. But they're a great company. I mean, the artist roster speaks for itself when you see Guthrie Govan and Alex Hutchins, Justin Derrico, Andy James, all these guys, amazing players. So it's a bit crazy to be involved, you know, on the same artist roster as those guys. So.
And so when did you actually pick up guitar? Because you were about like 14 or 16, was it, when you picked up guitar?
I think about 14. Do you know what it is? I don't even really remember. I think I was about 14. And at first, the weird thing was, I'd pester my parents for a guitar. They eventually gave in and got me one. And then I didn't really play for a while. And then a friend of mine at school, he was really into Jimi Hendrix. And Eric Clapton and lots of the kind of 60s and 70s guys, and he was playing solos and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh man, how did you learn that, and what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm just making it up, I'm improvising. And I'm like, what, you can improvise? And he's like, yeah, I'm just making it up. And I'm like, that kind of blew my mind from there. I was like, you can make this up? Well, I was like, I thought everything had to be like written down and figured out to the nth degree. And so that was what really kind of piqued my interest, was the fact you just, in the heat of the moment, just go, oh, there you go, bam, there's a solo. So from then I kind of I really started practicing, and then he had a guy who was teaching him, so I got his details, and then started going for lessons for maybe, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 at a push. And then it got to a point where he just sent my parents. My parents were driving me through all the time for lessons, and then he got to a point where he just went, look, I can't do anymore. He's on his own now. He's got to teach himself, so to speak, or find someone who can take him even further. Yeah, exactly. And but he gave me a really solid foundation in like pentatonics and the blues scale, and introduced me to guys like Stevie Ray Vaughan, who's probably, he's probably my biggest hero. You know, he was kind of like the first one that made me go, whoa, okay. So yeah, he introduced me to all those guys, and lots of the blues stuff was through him. And then I think from there, I just started kind of tracing things back. I got really into like the Delta blues and the slide playing, like Robert Johnson and Sunhouse. And then I got more into the country thing. I really got heavily into country. I've
heard you're a really good country player. Like, I've never seen you play it.
Yeah,
but I've heard little whispers in the academy. Micky's a brilliant country player.
Well, it's
is that something that you try to bury, or is it?
No, not. Do you know what it is? There's a song on the Tygers album, the last one we did, called Glad Rags, and I actually played that riff as a joke, and it's got that kind of country kind of little that kind of thing, and the guys were like, what's that? And I'm thinking, oh, that's my country background there, you know. And they thought it was really cool and went for it. But I've got a country background. I got really heavily into Brent Mason. Was a huge one. He was like the country Stevie Ray for me, you know. I was like, oh my god, what is this? I need to learn everything he's done. Brad Paisley, James Burton, Albert Lee, you know, any of these guys, you know. Danny Gatton, he was probably the other one. Probably Brent Mason and Danny Gatton were probably the two country guys who just totally blew my mind, and was like, I need to learn everything that they've done. And weirdly, the rock thing, and I mean the more like the modern rock thing, like I get kind of you know, people go, oh, he plays lots of notes and things like that. You must be into this guy, and that came a lot later. Weirdly, like the Sarianis and the Bais and Yngwie, and I always listened to them, but I never really. I don't know. I was never at that stage. I was never really interested in going, okay, I'm going to sit and figure out what they did. I was more into the blues and the country thing, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I can't even remember what the question was now. I've totally went off topic.
I can't remember either, to be honest.
Just went off on a tangent.
One thing that popped into my mind when you said you picked up at you were like 14. So did you play anything before then, or was guitar the first instrument?
Yeah, I did originally want to play drums. I wanted to play drums.
I think everybody wants to play drums.
Yeah.
it looks
just the
fun.
loudest instrument, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the loudest acoustic instrument. But yeah, I started playing drums, and then I don't know. I don't think I was getting a result quick enough. So I kind of went, okay. And I think it was kind of, I don't know, just guitar took my interest, you know, and then, yeah, I passed to my parents, got a guitar, and then just became, I don't want to say obsessed, that makes it sound like a bad thing, but obsessed. So there you go.
Okay, so now, because we've got all the serious stuff out of the way, we're going to do a little bit of a lightning round, alright?
Uh-oh.
Alright, now I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes in your mind, okay? Favourite band?
Oh God. Oh man, there's too many to pick. I'm gonna regret, you know, I'm gonna say one and then I'll be like, oh shit, that wasn't the one. Led Zeppelin. I don't know. Led Zeppelin. There we go.
Right. Now, I want you to answer this honestly, because if you lie, we will find out. Have you ever worn makeup in your entire career?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, eyeliner.
Like, what about lipstick?
No.
Concealer?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Concealer.
yeah, concealer. Yeah.
You gotta have
do you know, I
concealer.
wore concealer recently. We played a show in Japan, and I don't know how I got a bite, and I thought, if anywhere this bite could have been, it was there. Oh, I know. And my nose kind of grew another nose.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So we went in all the stores looking for makeup and all that kind of thing. And in the end, one of the girls who was part of the
makeup crew.
No, not the makeup crew. Unfortunately, wasn't a makeup crew there, but she was kind of looking after us on the day we were playing. And I kind of went, "Have you got any concealer or anything like that I could borrow?" And she's like, "Yeah, okay." And she just gave me it. So yeah, oh yeah, I've worn makeup a few times. Rock and roll.
Yeah, man. Right. Favorite actor?
Al Pacino.
Favorite film?
Scarface. That's a cliched one, but Scarface, it's awesome. And I like, what's the other one? Leonardo DiCaprio. Django Unchained. That's where.
Really? I thought that movie was a bit.
No, sorry, not Django Unchained. What's the other one he's in? Wolf of Wall Street.
See, I watched that expecting it to be really good, and I don't know why, I just didn't find it too funny.
See, I was the other way. I was kind of going, I'm not really bothered about watching this, but yeah, watching it was like, whoa, this is awesome.
Yeah, I was recommended it, and then I watched it, and I was kind of like, afterwards, I was like, wasn't as much as what I thought it was going to be.
Oh, well.
So, right, next one. If money were no object,
okay,
what car would you go out and buy?
Do you know, I'm not really a big car guy, but if I had to, probably a Bentley. I'll go buy a Bentley.
A Bentley?
Yeah, why not?
Right. Am I right in believing your fiance likes horses?
Yes.
Do you like horses?
Yeah.
Have you ever ridden them?
Yes.
Have you ever fallen off?
No, thankfully. I'm trying to think. I think we went on holiday in Corfu a few years ago, and my fiance managed to talk me into getting on a horse. I'm like, oh my god, it's running, it's running. And she's like, no, it's walking. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. But yeah, I think I've been on a horse like twice. Better the second time. So.
Favorite time of year?
It depends on what I'm doing. If it's gigging summer because it's festival season.
Yeah.
I kind of like winter at times. Just, you know, if I'm at home, I like winter.
Yeah. What about when it snows?
Yeah. But I like being at home. If it's on the road, it just becomes like
a pain.
Yeah, like it's kind of. It depends where you are. I think it depends where you are, you know. But summer, I like summer for gigging, doing festivals. And we just did a run in Spain, and weirdly it was freezing cold over there, and the shows start really late. So you're talking sometimes you're not going on stage till like midnight.
Yeah.
And then by the time you finish, and then you meet fans and sign stuff, you're not getting out of the venue till really late. We're going out, and it's like, oh my god, it's so cold, so cold. But yeah, I like summer for gigging. If I'm at home and just kind of relaxing winters. Yeah.
Yeah. Highlight of your career?
Probably one of the most memorable things was standing on stage in Sao Paulo, turning 28, and it was a sold-out gig with the Tygers and the entire audience singing Happy Birthday. That was probably a highlight.
Aww, that's nice.
So that was really cool.
How big was the audience?
I think about 1,500 people.
Yeah, 1,500 people singing Happy Birthday to him.
That was a really cool one. Yeah. Yeah, that was a really memorable one. It's the cool thing with that is the inner sleeve of the Tygers album. That's from that night. So that was my birthday on that night. So that's one that always sticks in my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you brought guitar here. So tell us a little bit about it.
About this one?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a new one. This is a newer one.
Because
I got this.
The black one you normally use.
Yeah, I got a Les Paul Custom as well, but I seen this one for sale in a local guitar store.
So it was an impulse buy.
Yeah, kind of. I not completely like a total impulse buy, but I'd seen it and kind of went, oh Lord, I think I need to have that guitar. So I sold the guitar to purchase this one, and yeah, this is kind of at the minute is my number one. I really love this guitar. It sounds great, and to be honest, I've wanted a gold top for a long time. Even when I bought the black custom, I was kind of torn between a gold top and a custom. And yeah, this is, like I said, it's my number one. It sounds great. It's got a very kind of classic Les Paul sound. And
is that the one that you're taking on tour?
It depends. I've been using this one mainly on tour at the minute, but when we just done this run in Spain recently, I took the custom just for something, for a change, you know. And so I'll just kind of chop and change as I feel, you know. Especially for the Tygers gig, it's kind of like, as long as it's a Les Paul, I think it's that's the guitar needed for that gig, you know. But yeah, I mean, even in the studio, I'll use other guitars, Telly's, Strats, and Music Man guitars, and just kind of what the gig needs, you know. I mean, again, with Mark, I used a Strat for the entire thing. Yeah, I saw that. I was at, you guys played Trillions. Are you there? Well, yeah, I was there, and that was the first time that I saw you without a Les Paul, really, to be honest. Yeah. Up until then, I always saw you for Les Paul, and then I saw you for Strat, and I was like, ooh. Different, yeah. That was a great gig. I remember that. That was, I think that was the last gig I did with Mark, actually. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a really good gig. Hometown gig. It was packed, and yeah. And so what amps do you use? So I recently got hooked up with Victory amps, and they're based in the UK. The roster again is amazing. Guys like Richie Kotzen, Guthrie again, and they just do things right. You know, they take that British sound and basically like a hot rodded British sound, you know, and the artist relationship has been amazing. They've really looked after me, and I can't say enough good things. And of course, the first and foremost thing is they sound amazing. You know, I got huge comments recently from a pretty big name in the music industry who was kind of asking me. I'm not going to say on you know who it was, because you'll tell us off camera. Yeah, I'll say off camera. But it was one of those things where he'd come at me after the show and said, "Your tone was amazing," and I kind of went, "Whoa, okay, this guy's known for his tone. He's known for his sound." So that was kind of like, yes, I've made the right choice on this amp. So, but yeah, check them out. They're great amps.
So now that our photography light has decided to pack in, I guess that's the end of the interview. Until next time. So thank you for being here, Micky.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm sure we'll have you back at some time.
Sweet.
Right.
See ya.
Extreme close up.
Now most people know you from Tygers of Pan Tang. Oh my god, what are you smashing?
Okay.
Right.
I'm not gonna look at you.
Straight.
Okay.
Now most people know you from Tygers of Pan Tang, but you. Oh my god!
I'm sorry.
You know when you have to say something so much, it makes no sense.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I need a.
It's like when you say your name 12 times, you say, "Is that really my name?"
Engelbert.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go. And 1, 2, 3. Get it.
Right. Now most people. Sorry. Right. Okay. Right. Straight face. Start again.
I can't look at you through this now. I'm gonna have to look at you. I tell you what, Alan, do us a favor. Stand behind the camera.
Right.
We're ready. Let's go. Boom.
Right. Now most people know you from Tygers of Pan Tang, but why?
Motherfucker.
Alan, yeah.
No, just stand there, but don't pull faces.
Right.
Just so I can look at you.
Right.
Mighty cute face.
Right.
Yes. I'm good.
Right.
I don't know what it is. This line is killing me now.
Say something along the lines of Alan. You do that in like one
Say
of the
something along the lines of Alan.
Right.